The baby alien is in a league of his own, as Moto 2025 roars back to life after nearly a month-long summer break. The championship enters its decisive second half. With just 10 races left on the calendar. So far, Marc Marquez has been untouchable. 8 wins from 12 rounds, 381 championship points, and a massive 120-point cushion over his closest rival, none other than his brother, Alex Marquez, sitting on 261 points. The numbers are staggering, but for Marc, the mission is clear: control the ego, control the title. Starting the second half of the season with a 120-point lead. The only one who can lose the championship is myself, Marquez admitted ahead of the 2025 Austrian Grand Prix. I need to control myself in certain races because you can't be the fastest in every session, every practice, and every race. But the mentality remains unchanged. Try to do your best every weekend. The Red Bull Ring, home of this weekend's Austrian GP, has never been a friendly hunting ground for the 8-time world champion. Not once has he stood on the top step here, but now, fully equipped with Ducati firepower, he's hoping to rewrite history without losing sight of the bigger picture. I've always lost here riding the red bike, but now I'm racing with Ducati. I'll fight for victory, but without going crazy. 120 points are worth more than a single win, he said. Marquez's caution comes from bitter memories. Crashes in Jerez and Austin earlier this season, both at tracks where he was a clear favorite, proved that chasing every win can be costly. There are Grands Prix where you must accept you can't win. That's when 20 points, 16 points, or even less are more important than a crash, he emphasized. For now, fans and paddock insiders are asking just one question: when will Marquez wrap up the title? But the Spaniard insists there's no rush. I'm obsessed with winning, but not in a hurry. I don't want to risk the championship just for one victory, he declared. FP1, Austria 2025. Marquez strikes first 3-week wait is over, Moto is back, and the second half of the season kicked off with a 45-minute FP1 at the Red Bull Ring. From the opening laps, it was a statement session. In the first 10 minutes, Alex Marquez set the early pace at 1 minute 29 seconds and 788 milliseconds, followed closely by Morbidelli and Bastianini. The lap record, a blistering 1 minute 27 seconds and 748 milliseconds from Pecco Bagnaia in 2024, remained untouched. By the 15-minute mark, Bagnaia took over with a 1 minute 29 seconds and 686 milliseconds, while Marc Marquez sat in 7th, just 0.3 seconds adrift. But at minute 25, the baby alien fired his first shot, 1 minute 29 seconds and 376 milliseconds, vaulting him to the top of the timesheets with 10 minutes to go. The big guns strapped on soft medium slick combinations. For a final time attack, Marquez, Bagnaia, and Bezzecchi traded blows, but when the checkered flag fell, Marc Marquez reigned supreme with his 129, 376 still unbeaten. Bagnaia settled for P2, Bezzecchi P3, and Alex Marquez in P4. Jorge Martin could only manage P8. Legends in attendance, eyes on the baby alien adding to the atmosphere. MotoGP royalty like Casey Stoner and Valentino Rossi were spotted trackside, watching the action unfold. Early in the session, Enea Bastianini briefly took control with a 1 minute 30 seconds and 81 milliseconds, only for Marquez to lower the benchmark to 1 minute 29 seconds and 998 milliseconds. Alex Marquez answered with 1 minute 29 seconds and 788 milliseconds. Bagnaia topped that with 1 minute 29 seconds and 686 milliseconds, and then Marc delivered the knockout, 1 minute 29 seconds and 376 milliseconds, a time that no one could match. As FP1 ends, the message is crystal clear. Marc Marquez may talk about patience and strategy, but when the visor drops, the instinct to dominate is impossible to suppress. The baby alien isn't just leading the championship, he's shaping it on his terms. Qualifying day, Austria 2025. Marquez on a Masionti Red Bull Ring woke up buzzing on Saturday morning. Grandstands flooded with red Ducati flags, fans roaring at every passing lap. After his FP1 statement, Marc Marquez arrived with a calm confidence. His eyes locked on a target he's never hit before. Pole position in Austria. FP3 set the tone. Early in the session, Pecco Bagnaia threw down a 1 minute 29 seconds and 400 milliseconds, showing that Ducati Power was alive on both sides of the garage. Alex Marquez followed closely, and Jorge Martin finally found his rhythm after a muted Friday. But as the final minutes ticked away, Marc Marquez pulled the pin, 1 minute 29 seconds and 298 milliseconds. Topping the combined timesheets heading into qualifying, it wasn't just speed, it was a warning shot. Q2, the fight for police pit lane light went green, and 12 of the fastest riders in Moto rolled out for the 15-minute shootout. Marco Bezzecchi was first to stamp his authority, clocking a 1 minute 29 seconds and 515 milliseconds. But that time was never going to stand. Bagnaia struck back instantly. 1 minute 29 seconds and 201 milliseconds, and the paddock's attention shifted to Marquez. S-sector times, green in sector 1, green in sector 2, across the line, 1 to 29.055. The baby alien didn't just go fastest. He put himself in a class. Bagnaia answered, going purple in sector 3, but fell heartbreakingly short. 1 minute 29 seconds and 61 milliseconds. Missing pole by just 0.06 seconds. Final push, Marquez holds his ground. Tension was suffocating as the clock ticked to the final minute. Bezzecchi pushed hard, but stayed in third. Alex Marquez improved to fourth. Jorge Martin launched one last attack, but there was no improvement. The checkered flag waved, and history was made. Marc Marquez secured his first ever pole position. At the Red Bull Ring, Bagnaia would line up alongside him in P2, Bezzecchi in P3. It wasn't just another pole for Marquez, a psychological victory on a track that had always eluded him. For his rivals, it was a reminder. He may talk about patience, strategy, and not chasing every win. But when the lights go out on Sunday, the instinct to dominate will take over. Race day, Austria 2025. The baby alien breaks the Red Bull Ring. Cursive grandstands at the Red Bull Ring are shaking. The Austrian Alps echo with the roar of moto machinery. It's race day to 28 laps of high-speed chess, where one mistake can shatter a championship dream. Marc Marquez rolls up to pole position for the first time here, Bagnaia just 0.006s behind, and Bezzecchi hungry in third. Lap 1, the launch lights go out. Bagnaia explodes off the line, taking the whole shot into turn 1. Marquez tucks, and right behind, Bezzecchi in third, and Alex Marquez side by side with Martin for fourth. The Ducati power is brutal down the straights, but the baby alien is glued to Pecco's rear wheel. Lap 5, early mind games. Bagnaia leads, but Marquez is shadowing every move, braking later into turn 4, forcing Pecco to defend. Bezzecchi hangs on, 2/10 back, while Alex Marquez loses a place to Jorge Martin. The top 5 are locked in a blistering rhythm. Lap 10, the first strike. Marquez dives at turn 3, clean, clinical, vintage MM93. He leads for the first time today, but Bagnaia doesn't let go. Immediately fighting back at turn 4, side by side down the hill. They trade paint but keep it clean. The Austrian crowd is on its feet. Lap 17, danger Zonadar where begins to show. Bezzecchi closes the gap, turning the lead fight into a three-way brawl. Marquez's crew boards flash plus 0.1, but Pecco is relentless, looking for the slimmest opening. One wrong move here could mean disaster. Lap 23, the decisive moment. Bagnaia tries the inside into turn 9, but Marquez shuts the door. Bezzecchi pounces on Pecco's lost momentum and snatches second place. That could be the move that seals the race. Final lap, breaking the Cursa. Marquez is flawless. Smooth through turn 1. Perfect drive into turn 3, no mistakes into turn 4. Bezzecchi throws everything at him in the final sector, but it's too late. Across the line, Marc Marquez wins the Austrian Grand Prix for the first time in his career. Bezzecchi P2, Bagnaia P3, and the championship lead stretches to an unbelievable 145 points. Post-race, Marquez speaks. This one is special. Marquez says, still catching his breath, "We managed the race, we managed the pressure, and finally, we managed to win here. It's not just about points. It's about proving to myself I can do it." The Red Bull Ring curse broken, the title fight all but over, the baby alien still untouchable.